Let me wipe this screen off real quick. What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on, family? How y'all doing? What's up, family? Let a couple of you guys get up in here first. Then I'm gonna start. What's up, Ross? How you doing, family? What's up? How you doing? How y'all doing? What's going on? Nothing much. How about you, family? Give it like 15 more seconds, y'all. We're going to hop right into it so I can just explain to you guys on the topic that I really want to clarify a little bit more. All right. One second, y'all. Okay, family, look, let's hop right into it, right? So I had a person that commented earlier, right? And this is like actually very important, right? So he was like, "Oh, Taquan he's going everywhere, because he going off the ideal of this. One minute he telling us to use the EIN, the other minute he telling us the benefits of a social. Understand this? It's not one video where I say you don't use your social at all. You should never use it. No, I personally dealt with people who in hella debt, right? So say for instance, most people that I deal with, they either got student loan debt that's over $50,000, $60,000. They either got like bankruptcy, child support. People in the most hectic cases. You get what I'm saying? So I speak for those who really need that leeway when it comes to credit, because most people don't have okay, all right profiles where they might got a little smudge there. I got people that got extreme cases where they have to start over. They have to start over with a brand new credit profile. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I be coming at when I talk about the EIN as well, because I try to teach you how to utilize the EIN number privately. And by you using the EIN number privately, and you using it as a separate profile, it separates from your personal profile, because you might got child support and it might hinder you in so many ways. So say if you want to get an apartment, you think a person want to wait to child support, student loans, evictions, what else, they be bankruptcies, all that stuff come off their credit report. No, they want to get an apartment ASAP, right? So they might want to get an apartment within a month or two. So with that being said, they're not going to take all that stuff off their credit within a month or two. Even with the best credit repair team, it's still got to be work that got to be done. It might take 3, 4, 5, 6 months or something like that, and then you will see what's going on. But just instantly, no. So that's why I did the alternative method, where I teach you guys how to create a personal credit profile using your EIN number. Now, the reason why I picked the EIN number or over a CPN number is because of my personal situations, right? So I personally built up an EIN number. I personally obtained a vehicle with it. I personally obtained credit cards with it. I personally obtained an apartment with it. I personally obtained rental loans with it. So it was my journey with the EIN number that how I can explain it so well, and how I understand it. Now, the reason why I never touched bases on the CPN number, I do have a CPN number, right? But I never really did much with it. I never did much with my CPN number like I did with the EIN number. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, so whether you use your social or your EIN number, it does not matter. I got students with A1 credit on their personal side, right, for the social, and they don't need the EIN process, right? All they got to do is really enhance their social, and I know it's way easier to enhance of course, your social than it is to enhance your EIN number. We already know that, right? Especially when you just start from scratch. Right now, with the EIN, of course, I can go higher and higher and higher with it, right? So I don't plan on just ditching my EIN just because of my social good. I plan on keeping the EIN. I don't plan on get rid of it. That's just a separate credit profile that I use personally, right? And then my social is the personal side. Because one thing you got to understand is you always want to have that credit profile, but you also got your social. Your social is what you're gonna use as security. Like you're not really gonna jeopardize your social. You always gonna be strategic and everything because remember this is the real you. This is actually tied to your SSN. So any loans, any credit cards, anything you mess up, you're gonna take the you're gonna take the full hit. But if you're responsible and you deal like a business and everything like that, you shouldn't have no problem. And another thing, no, it's not nothing wrong with using your social. I never said, oh, don't ever use the social. I never said that. It's not one video I said you don't have to you ever use the social. No. If you choose not to use the social, that'd be up to you. And yes, you can. You can go your entire life without using your social security number. You can use an EIN number, CPN number your entire life. So you get what I'm saying? What's up, family? Family good, Mel. How about yours, King? How about yours? Yeah. And know that it does not tie together. And I also want to explain this, right? And I also want to explain this. When you have an EIN number, right? Let me just come down to everybody level just so y'all can have a fair understanding. I just teach you guys how to create a personal credit profile. Because remember, when you have an EIN number, it does not have a business profile on it or it doesn't have a personal profile. You have to establish a profile. A profile is whenever you apply for something under whether that be an entity or whether that be a person, right? And when you first apply, you gain an inquiry. The inquiry either can be business or personal. If you apply under a personal inquiry, for a personal inquiry, that would be personal information like first name, last name, date of birth. You get what I'm saying? And that's how you establish a personal credit profile with the EIN number. So it's the same thing like using your social. So like anything you would do for your social, you do the same thing for your EIN number. So in the lieu of the social, you will always put the EIN number. So people make it complicated, like it's just some mad. Like people constantly tying it to business, and that's the crazy thing about it because everybody think corporation, 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 but that's not even the case. I just teach you guys how to just get a regular number, and it might look like it's under the business, but you're really using that number personally as your social. You get what I'm saying? So that was my first steps into the EIN process. Because when I first did the EIN process, I didn't have no intent of using the EIN, right? But once I started using it and really start gaining credit from it and really build my profile out, and once I bought the truck, it was over with. It was over with after I bought the truck. Because now I got leverage. Now I can say, hey, this stuff worked. And once I start getting credit cards and this, that, I'm like, oh yeah, this worked. Especially when I got the apartment, really worked. So that's what I'm saying. So it's a personal credit profile that you're establishing. Yep, you need your SSN to apply for an EIN number. If you don't want to use your social security number, you're gonna have to send in a form, but you might as well use it. And no, it does not tie into your credit profile. Well, it don't tie into your personal credit profile, no. So if you create a profile for the EIN, the social does not have nothing to do with that. I don't know why people think that. Like all the debt that you have on your social does not transfer over to your EIN number. I don't know why people think that. Because that's a random number you just applying for. And I even go so deep with you can create a credit profile using your DUNS number. You can create a personal credit profile using the BIN number. If you guys ain't never heard of a BIN number, it's a business identification number. And pretty much if you have an established corporation, it's something called an Experian business. You can log into the portal or you can search up your company information. It's going to show you your company BIN number and it comes with a 9-digit number. Man, start with a 4 number. You get what I'm saying? So I can use the BIN number. And I ain't never made a video on the BIN number. I know it's all type of ways and tricks that you can scan the cash. There's many ways in this game, y'all. All it is really is the credit profile. To tell y'all the truth, it's really got everything to do with the credit profile. It don't matter what number it is. If it's a good credit profile with a lot of accounts less inquiries, and they see like a lot of credit history being built, you can get whatever you want, whether it's a BIN number, EIN number, or social. And the reason why most lenders will require you to have a social security card is because you can either have a thin credit report. So what a thin credit report meaning you have no accounts on your credit, whether that be authorized users or anything like that. There's not enough connections to your name through your social when they run the information. So that's why people get rejected out of a lot of a bank out of a lot of banks because they can be red flagged. That's the thing. They can be red flagged because they say, "Oh, he don't got no accounts on there. It just look like a random person just applying for stuff." Yep, yep. Yeah, family. So no, that's all I want to explain. No, you can use both. You ain't got to use one. You ain't got to use both. Like you can use both if you want. If you want to use one, go ahead. Now, this is my whole thing. The only reason why I would use my social, and this is very important to understand, when it comes to home loans. Now, as far as a lot of you guys who want to hop in the real estate game and you want the banks to pay for real estate for you and you want to buy homes and all that stuff, you need to be using your social because it don't matter what bank you go through. All banks run your information through Social Security Administration. Now, you can get off on one. I never got off on one yet because I put in for the mortgage. I got approved for the mortgage. But what happened was the truck, I was going through the process with the truck. So when I was discharging, I did sign a promissory note. So my bank decided not to extend credit. So will I know that you can get a mortgage from the EIN 100%? Eventually I would, because I actually got a new method to explain how you can show proof of income, right? And also the EIN method and what banks you can go through to use it. So I'm still gonna get a mortgage with the EIN. It's just harder. It's way harder to get a mortgage with the EIN because they run your stuff through SSA verification. Because like to a mortgage, like they really check all they dots. They check everything before they extend the mortgage. It's a lot to extend the mortgage. It's not like just, hey, he got good credit, give it to him, because they give you an entire real property and they open your credit worthiness up out this world. Because if you think, having good credit is having real good credit without a mortgage is good, you need a mortgage on your credit report. I don't care how many credit accounts you got. You can, if you got 5, 6 auto loans or 2, 3 auto loans, you cool. But a mortgage on your credit report make your credit worthiness go up out this world, because that's one of the highest things you can put on your credit report is a mortgage, not a personal loan, not a car loan, not none of that. A mortgage. And trust me, if any lender see you with a mortgage on your credit report, and say if you apply for a business line of credit, right, on behalf of the business, and they see a mortgage on your credit report, and you ask the bank for $250,000, and you paying back a $500,000 mortgage on a month-to-month basis, they approve that. They will approve it instantly because you will be an asset to the bank because you got real property on your credit report. That's some of the factors in credit that people got to understand and look at. They just can't look at every anything else. They really got to look at that. Like, okay, this is what banks look at. This is what banks want to see. So once they see that on your credit report, oh, you got 2 mortgages on your credit report, even if you're using them as investment properties, because you can have 4, 5 mortgages on your personal credit report, and they can work just like that. Go to credit union banks. They'll finance your home at 100%. They'll finance your home at 100%. You wouldn't even have to put no down payment in. You only have to cover closing costs. And there's a lot of programs that help you cover all your closing expenses where you don't even have to put nothing down to close. Now, this is another video I'm dropping real soon. So we know that mortgage process, right? But I already know we private. So I got to show y'all the video on how I'm going to go about not registering the home. Now, I'm going to try so many attempts to not register the house. I'm going to avoid it at all costs. But if I do so have to register the home, that's when I'm gonna go back to unregister the house. The same way with a vehicle. So I went to the dealership. I said, man, I don't want to register. I'm registering out the country. He said, man, you just got to get it registered, and whatever you do with it, it's up to you. So fine with me. I can register the home, and literally a day later, I will come back to unregister that same home. You get what I'm saying? But they might give me a lot of hassle, but I don't even care. I'm willing to go to war for my rights and my freedom, because I will not be putting anything inside of a registered home. No, that house would be empty, like a ghost lived there, like Casper lived there or something like that. I wouldn't put a chair up in that mud if it's registered. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's like, even if you say we don't got to pay for nothing, everything is paid for. You got to understand, when you conduct a commerce, like say if you want to build credit worthiness and business transaction, you want to have that type of criteria. Because I'm still a businessman. That stuff, like, even though I practice this and I'm under like the Sovereign Act, I still deal with business. You get what I'm saying? So you still want to put that into perspective. So when you busting business moves and everything, you still want to have a good credit score. You still want to have a great credit report. You still want to grow your business. You don't just want to just say, oh, everything free, because it's not really like that. A lot of stuff they teach out on YouTube, it's not really like that. Like, say when they say stuff like this, like I said, they say discharge all of your debts. One way I found out a way that you really discharge debt is really through your credit report. It's not really like you contact the company and file a whole lot of paperwork and then they're just gonna forgive it. No, not true at all. There's no truth to that at all. There's not one truth to that. So when they say discharge, they're talking about taking it off your credit report, because realistically, that is the only source you can go to outside of that company that can give you remedy, because the company is not going to agree with it. I don't care what paperwork you file. If you call your bank directly and say discharge this mortgage based upon this, and put all that information through, they're gonna look at it, laugh, send it right back. But don't get me wrong, it's many loopholes you can run around. Like, say for instance, say a vehicle. I'm gonna give you an example. If you went ahead and got a vehicle, right, you ain't want to pay for it. This is what you can do. Number one, you can hack the vehicle in your garage just temporarily. You can take the vehicle off the credit report. Once it's off the credit report, people ask this: what if the bank still have a lien on the vehicle? You can sue the bank by taking them to court. Number one, you want to file a title bond on your vehicle. Once you file a title bond on your vehicle, you can take the bank to the courthouse. I mean, you can go to the courthouse and file a court case against the car lien. And when you file a court case against the car lien, what you're trying to do is you're trying to show the court that you are the actual owner. By you possessing a bonded title to the vehicle, you're giving the bank notice that you will be appearing in court on this specific day to show and prove ownership. Now, 9 times out of 10, the court is not, the lender is not going to come to a random court date that you just set up, especially if they're a big banking institution. So if you got I don't even care if you got a $90,000 Mercedes Benz, but say if your lender is like, let's just say USAA Bank. The USAA Bank representative is not coming to court to argue against the Benz. So they're gonna send a notice to the bank, say if no representatives come. If no representatives come, the court is going to honor your request and proof of ownership. And what they're going to do is they're going to give you a judge. I mean, a court order title. A court order title is pretty much not a court order title. They're going to give you a court order for the title. The court order going to say, we the court releasing all security interests from this lien. And you take that down to the DMV, and once they record it, they take off the lien. And what you do is, when you're there, you request for a duplicate title, and they're gonna send you another title, and they're gonna X out the title. They're gonna what's that thing called again? They're gonna they're gonna void out the title that your original lien holder have, and pretty much that new title that they issue to you is gonna be the real official title, and that's how you discharge a car. You get what I'm saying? Now, it's another way you can do it as well. Now, that's my process why I teach. I teach people how to get lien release on their vehicle. Now, the one I just explained about the court, that's the hard way. That's like, not hard, but it's like, it's more work to do. You get what I'm saying? But like if you did the way with through the lender, it's more easier. So it just depends on the situation. Like my situation, I got to go through the court. I can't go through my lender. But as far as everybody else who your lender can be Bank of America, Chase, you can go through the bank first. That can be your first thing to attempt to go through the bank at least. I appreciate it, fam. Yeah, so you can do it just like that. It's easy. It's easy. hmm So you just trying to find legal loopholes through the system. That's all. So you don't really gotta like even if you send some letters and or something like that, they don't care about that. What would I do with my last 100? Um, hmm, that's some food. Not just playing. But $100, like shit, it's no way I can really tell you how to survive just with 100. Um, really, realistically, you would survive. You would just survive free. If anything, I go to people's yards to ask to cut their grass because when you just down at the bottom, you gotta think about it. What position to leverage you in? Do you have a platform? Do you have this or that? If you don't have any of that, then you gotta start from scratch, like do labor work or something like that, or you come up with an idea, like because a lot of money that I make is really off of what I know. It's off of me teaching. I sell a lot of stuff on Amazon, but I didn't start right here either. Just to let y'all know that I didn't start just okay. He making a lot of money off. No, hell no, hell no. I had to. You got to understand. Before I even got paid from anybody, any consultation, I had to show the evidence. I had to show facts. So once I laid all that on the table, that's when a lot of people start rocking with me. Like, okay, this guy's official. He's showing this. He's showing that. He's showing that. And then on top of that, it's all about credibility with me, right? So credibility is everything when you have a business. So whether you teach people about credit or whatever, you got to show facts, evidence, information, and you give them full transparency. That's why when I come on, it seemed like, damn, he giving it up too much. I gotta tell y'all this because I gotta be transparent. Because if I hold back anything, right, it's like, where's the credibility at? Like he could be lying. You know how most people is. Like, say if a person say, join my credit class, and you see their credit class, and you like, man, what the fuck? This feel like a Ponzi scheme. Like we all just here, and he just off of a guy on internet telling us something, but he don't really live this. He just saying some stuff just to make money off of us. That's why credibility is everything. But back to your question, what would you do for with $100? It's like I could do a lot, but it's like it's only so much I can do. It's only a little bit to survive with and everything like that. So I still can put something together with it, but yo, 100, if anything, man, I'd be out there cutting grass. I go to Home Depot. You got an LLC. You can ask them for a commercial line of credit, and they apply for the extra card, XTRA card, and hopefully they give you a $2,000 limit. Get you a weed whacker, get you a lawnmower, get you the thing that restore the grass. Do something. Thanks, family. Yeah. But like that still would be slow money too. Because even if you build your EIN from scratch, it's like it's still to be slow because it won't move as fast as you want it to move, especially if you don't put no money behind it. You still gotta put money behind your EIN. Now if you did it from scratch, you still gonna have to wait a long time. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can flip it. You can do anything you want. hmm You can do whatever you want, fam. He said get a zip. Yeah, you gonna have to flip it. $100 in these times, y'all know inflation. Inflation up crazy, like crazy, crazy. Like a person barely can try to spend under 100 a day. Like you barely can spend under 100. It's like everything went up crazy, and like the cost of living went up so much, and you looking at the wages only went up under 1, 2, 3%. Like people couldn't afford them wages nowadays. It's like in this system right here, it forces you to be an entrepreneur. I'm gonna tell y'all something real, right? One way how you will make money in this world, it's not even off getting money from other people. My whole idea was this: skip it. How can I get rich without the people, without just like have to deal with customers? If I learn everything about credit and how to learn how to manage credit and leverage credit to get rich, I would. So if I get a mortgage and then I take that mortgage credibility and apply for, let's say, a home equity line of credit, and I get 100,000 off that home equity line of credit, structure my LLC a little bit more, and use my personal social as a personal guarantor, and I can finance my business by applying for a business commercial line of credit, right, or something like that, right? Say if they gave me 250,000, so I would use that $250,000 in a real estate investment for a photo one step up, and I buy my blueprints online. You can buy blueprints for $1,000, $500, and I could buy me my own land, and build a house right there, and I can get a loan out on the house that I built. I go to another bank and borrow against that home, and I can take that money and build another house and borrow against that. So pretty much, I never even sold the property. I only dealt with the banks. And that's how people not understanding how to get rich, because you don't even have to get rich off selling shit no more. You get rich off the banks. Let's just say this. Remember all the credit I just got from Chase, right? Now imagine all this under my EIN number. Just for the money that I just got, that can set a regular person back realistically for 6 months. Set him back in the sense of he can use that capital for a million things. And it can be constructive. It can be towards bills. It can be towards business investments. And it can be towards structuring the company more, because that's what I'm doing. So I paid all of my business expenses to structure my company even more. And when I structure the company even more, that's when I'm eligible to get more credit. You get what I'm saying? Then more credit, then more credit, then more credit. I didn't have to sell nothing. You get what I'm saying? I ain't have to buy 100 TVs just to take it on the block and sell it. You don't have to. Now, I chose to do that, right? Because I do deal with the e-commerce world, and that's what I deal with. But I'm just saying, just say if you wanted to get rich realistically, you don't even have to sell nothing. You can literally use the banks to get rich. That's my whole thing I've been trying to teach y'all. Use the banks to get rich. Just learn how to leverage credit, both business and personal, to your own advantage. And if you want to crash out on the banks to say if you don't know how to invest money, you just say, hey, I want to crash out when I get to $1 million, and you crash out $1 million in credit, and it hits your credit report, and you got to dispute it off. Or you waited to the statute of limitations, which is 7 years. And some people crash out on their credit $10 million. They'll crash out on their credit $10 million. And after they take $10 million, well, if they waited 7 years and all that debt just fell off their credit, and they can go right back and do the same thing. You get what I'm saying? So it's just really like learning how to leverage credit to your advantage. And once you do that, you can get rich off that. You don't have to sell nothing. You don't have to be a marketing genius. You don't have to come up with a new light bulb or something like that. You don't have to. In the system we live in today, you don't have to. This ain't the old times. That's what people get mixed up and wrong. Y'all trust me. Y'all don't want to go back to them 1933 gold and silver days when you paid with a gold. Trust me. You think you want to go back to them times? Shit, you really gonna be in for it, because you talking about 14, 15 hours of labor every day for a nickel. You don't want to go back to them times. Trust me. You want to be in a time where everything digital, everything dealing with credit. Now, of course, we know what we know, and that's what give us the advantage in this system. That's what I'm saying. So even though I'm a national or whatever the case might be, I still got the advantage in this system in so many ways, because I benefit from it 100% and still can maintain outside of the jurisdiction, because I'm still an American. So I still have the right to all access of credit. But I don't have to subject myself to any territorial jurisdiction when dealing with these statutory laws. I don't have to. So it's like I got my cake and I can eat it too. I like both. I get both. I get the milk and the cow. I get both. Y'all just contact me at 224-463-1848. Remember, if you guys want to get something done as far as like the EIN process, or you want to change the status, you have to contact me and say, hey, send me the list so I can see the list, because the list got the instructions. It got everything that I offer, and it also got the instructions. Like when you pay for it, you just hit me up, and then I can go ahead and send you my private tutorials. And the day we set up a consultation, we talk. Now, I really don't do the consultation on the phone as much, but if you do got a few questions, have your questions ready, so so I can help you out. Same as tax exempt. You can be tax exempt through the corporation. You ain't even got to go in there with them tax exemption cards that we make online. Y'all know tax exemption. I got that stuff for free. In Illinois, you can go to mytax.illinois and type in tax exemption, and you got your resale tax certificate, and you can be straight just like that. You ain't got to pay taxes. Everything you buy, you can say on behalf of the business. Everything. I just got tax exempted on Alibaba. I just uploaded that tax exemption certificate and got tax exempt just like that. Just like that, family. Y'all can just get a tax exempt through the corporation. So back to what I was saying. Yeah, you can just get rich strictly through the banks and leveraging credit. You ain't never gotta touch nothing. You ain't gotta do nothing. You don't have to do nothing besides use the banks, use their money. You don't have to do nothing else. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You really don't have to be one. They be like, what do you do as a career? I leverage credit. Now, I won't tell the banks that, because one thing about the banks, they don't want anybody to feel like they are utilizing the banking system to their advantage. They want to make it look like, businesses are getting funded and everything is grown. Like, you can make it look like that, but it's really not that. I have a company that think we build houses, and it can look like a good structure, but whole time we have not put a brick on the wall. We just made it look like that, coming there with construction boots, and we got our full. You can have a full finance. Y'all know I got a construction financial statement. I made my own financial statements. You go into the bank with a financial statement saying that you make this much money. You break everything down, like you broke everything down, and they see these financial plans and everything look good. Oh man, they gonna rock with you. And then they said they gave you a line of credit for 300,000. You don't even do no construction or nothing. You really just using that 300,000 to leverage to get more money somewhere else. No, I'm not a millionaire yet. Almost. Not yet. Not yet. Almost. Nope. Not a millionaire yet. I'm decent, y'all. I'm decent. But no, I'm not a millionaire yet. Almost. Hopefully, around this time next year, I will be. Because from the first time I was telling y'all about this, I'm up from that time, from last year. But next year from now, yeah, it's going to be good. I'm just going to keep giving y'all this light so y'all can understand it, and so y'all can, do the same thing I'm doing. It's not really no rocket science. It's not really rocket science, y'all. It's not really hard. It's not like it's impossible. It's real easy. The only thing about it is, it's really like when you in an uncomfortable position, it seems like it's hard. Like, it was a time, right, that I had like a couple hundred to my name, right, and people was eating off. What's that shit called again? Now, this is the Ponzi scheme. Y'all remember when they was doing like the trading and all that? Those trading groups was eating, like, it was the chairmen. They was getting like $50,000 a month. I seen the chairman that get paid $250,000 a month, right? So when you uncomfortable, when you in a situation where you don't have $50,000, $60,000 in your account, $100,000 in your account, and like say if you really struggling and really in this hard, it always gonna feel like it's hard, because it's gonna be like, no, how? Because I'm in a messed up situation. But realistically speaking, it's like you can get anywhere. Anywhere, y'all can get anywhere. Like for real. It just take the understanding. That's why I try to teach you guys so y'all can understand. Because no one is just having a surface view of what's going on, but understanding is when you can interpret it well, but you also can manipulate it to your own advantage. That's when you understand something. That's just like I'm gonna give you guys an example. Knowing how to build, let's say knowing how to build a car, right? Right. So you know how to build, you know all the fundamentals to building a car. But a person who understands how to build a car, not only can he build a car, but he can put high performance on the vehicle. And that's what makes him exceptionally higher than the person who just know how to build a car. Because realistically, he know how to use it to his own advantage. We can manipulate it and he can turn it to whatever he wants to. And that's how I found out about credit, because I had to understand it more than I just try to know it on the surface level. Like, oh, 800 credit score, I have perfect credit. No, I started finding out how to what the criteria of the banks, what banks to hit. I got a whole layout. Y'all know really all this stuff be on TikTok and everything. I be seeing people who be on TikTok to say $1 million worth of credit. They be like 100,000 on this card, 200 on this card, 400 on this card, 500 on this card, 600 on it. Like they getting it. Yeah. Yep. And overstand. Correct. You want to overstand as well. You know, understand, overstand. You really want to get the concept. And then on top of that, I also tell people this: in order to really understand anything, you have to live it. You think if I didn't, you think I would be benefiting off this if I didn't live it? I wouldn't probably be like in a position where I understand credit so well, because I'll be in a situation like, I want to learn it, but you have to live it in order to really get the benefit from it and also get the knowledge from it. Same way with being a national. I know people right now that's gurus that license registrations straight up. I ain't not for to say their name or nothing like that, but yeah, they license registration, all that shit. They got everything, every contract with the state, and they telling y'all about how to live in the private. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, wow. But it's like some people don't live that. Some people don't live that life. Some people who said that about me, they're like, no, he don't drive around with license and registration until y'all see me get pulled over by the police. He ticket me for having no license, no registration, no insurance. So you got to live exactly what you preach, and that's how you know that and that's how you're going to eventually benefit from it. You're not going to benefit from it if you're just talking about it. You just running your mouth and you just saying stuff like, you know, you're not really going to be benefiting from it. If I was the person that teach y'all how to discharge debt, if I was really raw with it and I had knew everything about it, I can show something tangible that I discharged, and I can show y'all. And it had to be something. It got to be something like, say, a mortgage or something like that, or a personal loan, or something great, like something like that, so you guys can reference. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, that be the whole thing. You wanna understand everything. You wanna have a good grasp and knowing something. Cause if you don't really understand it, you really don't know it. It's like, how do you plan on benefiting from it? Like, why do you think you will benefit from it? You don't know it. You just think you know it. Like, you just walking around thinking you know it. No, you have to live it all the way. And I guarantee you will win from it. Yeah, I do. Yeah, just type into Quanex on Telegram. You should see my picture, and you should see my group. Right now, I think it's like 1,500 people in that group. So join. You can join now. There's no restrictions to join either. Just click the join button and you in. I don't even be on Telegram no more. But they cool. They good peoples. I ain't been on Telegram live in like a year. And it's like a lot of us, we talk to each other, and and if y'all heard, look, hold on, y'all finna tell y'all something, right? Give me 1 second, family. And y'all think these lives be nice. Y'all think these lives be like informational. Hell no. This live, baby. Y'all don't see my real lives. My Telegram lives. Listen, I give it up on Telegram. Like, we actually go deep, right? So about the do not detain list, right? Now, remember, I had the police ran everybody information. right? They ran everybody's name who came back as citizens. Now, remind you, I had him run everybody's stuff. Like 4 or 5 people he ran until the police got a call that something was going on, so he had to stop. But I got the actual recording and actually seeing everybody information. Y'all know I got that video still. It's in my Telegram now. I got to scroll all the way down and go back to my saved videos. But yeah, I still got that video. And I'm thinking about releasing it. I just got to find it. But let me know, y'all. Do y'all want me to release that video of that police running everybody passports? Now, y'all not going to see his face and nothing like that. But what y'all think? Let me know what y'all think. What y'all think? Cause if I show y'all that video, y'all going to be like, wow, what the heck? What y'all think? I would. If y'all want me to, I would. I would, family. What you planning on doing with the vehicle? But yeah. Yeah, y'all. Just yeah, just let me know. Alright. I'm gonna drop it. Once I find the video, I'm gonna drop it, family. I'm gonna drop it for y'all. I'm sure gonna drop it. Cause y'all need to know what's going on. I be trying to give y'all transparency so y'all can know and understand it. And like I said, I give y'all transparency because it was a time that I needed help with this. I didn't know nothing about this. So when I was asking people, asking around, they was acting weird and they didn't believe in the shit that they was teaching. I knew they didn't because they didn't live it. I know they didn't because when you know somebody lives something, you can actually see everything about them. You know, when you look at their family, you got to look at everything. You don't just look at what a person's saying. I look at listen, when y'all deciding on who is a great teacher, you look at their family. You look at his aura. You look at how he lived. You look at everything. You even look at his interactions with police officers. Do he even got any interactions with police officers? You got to actually see it. Because if they not showing the flip side of shit, they not really being honest. You want to know everything. Especially if this person is going to be a teacher and even if he charged, don't matter. You just want to make sure that he's really who he say he is. You get what I'm saying? So when I first started off, when I was learning this stuff, man, them people didn't follow or believe none of this stuff that they was talking about. They were just running their lips, and I was like, man, what the heck? So why nobody told this to me, or no, why nobody explained this? Because they didn't understand it, and I could tell they didn't understand it. And that's why it was my goal to try to learn this stuff. But I had to learn the hard way. I had to go to jail, so that's the messed up part about me. Come on, y'all, we finna take a ride to the gas station. But that was a messed up part about me, man. I tried to learn this stuff. Nobody tried to teach me. Everybody told me no. They didn't want to really help me. I was so mad, man. I was at a lost space when I was fighting my case. I only went to a few court dates because in Florida it's like soon they charge you with the crime, it's time to go to trial. You know, so yeah. But no, nobody was telling me about this stuff. Nobody broke nothing down to me or nothing. I had to find all this stuff out myself. But it was worth it though. I would say that. It was worth it. It was worth it. Let's see something. Yeah, family. Yeah, so it was worth doing it for a while. But you know, that's why I'm glad I can be able to teach y'all so y'all won't fall into the same traps that I fell in. Man. But on a serious note, how many of y'all bear arms? How many of y'all carry every day in y'all nationals? I need to know. I carry every single day. Y'all got to be on point. Like with all this information that we have is valuable. But at the same time, it's like you gotta be exercising our constitutional rights. I bear arms every single day. You got to in this world, in this type of world. I bumped into a guy who seen me on YouTube. Who seen me on YouTube. I ain't know who he was, but he a good guy, you know. So, man, family. Man. Yeah, so let me know. Let me know if y'all need anything, if y'all want any process done, let me know. We gonna get started ASAP. We gonna get started. If y'all need anything done or any process, just hit me up. Don't hesitate. And I know a lot of people might say, "Hey, I emailed you. Email me again. Text me again. Call me again." It's so many people that try to get in contact with me. It's hard for me to keep up. But I have a lot of people just want to ask a lot of questions. I'm gonna make a video, right? My next video is gonna pretty much, I'm gonna tell y'all step by step on what type of consultations I have and also what I offer, because it's like, I don't know, people just call me and just wanna like be friends. Like, I understand, like I'm cool and everything, but it's like I still got a lot of people, more people to talk to too. It's just a lot of people. So the best thing to do is try to get your process out the way to be in better stance. And if there's any information or evidence that y'all want me to show, let me know. I'll show it. Information and evidence is very valuable, y'all. It's very valuable. And I feel like every man and woman is entitled to be shown and proven something, you know. I like Wisconsin. Y'all know it's an open carry state out here in Wisconsin. I don't know why I ain't open carrying today. I don't know why. I usually do, but mostly in the South, but I still do it in Wisconsin. Oh man. Hey, what's up, family? Yeah. Yeah, so no, nobody was trying to teach me nothing when I was learning about this stuff. No people was quiet as a turtle. They wasn't saying nothing. I mean, quiet as a mouse. They wasn't trying to teach me nothing. Get some cheese and videos. I'm Independence, Missouri, open carry. Yes, sir. Y'all gotta open carry. Y'all know anytime y'all believe in this type of information, you gotta open carry. Every single day. If you don't open carry, at least conceal carry. At least. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Knuckleheads out here. You know how many crazy people out in this world? Oh man. It's a lot of crazy people in this world, family. No book learning. Books. I'm about to have a book that come out. Ain't no book gonna teach you what a contractual waiver is or what is actual minimum contacts. Ain't no book. And what I mean, I'm talking about the language, y'all, because we need to understand the language that the so-called law speaks. Because if we don't understand the language and interpret it in, like, simple form, like, say, what is a dumb way to say drink water, or what is an intelligent way of saying drink water? It's like they don't give us the dumb way of saying it, so a lot of people get caught up in the act. We assign a ticket and be like, I put UCC on the ticket, but the whole time they only took heed into what we just signed, and that's what gave them a jurisdiction. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's very important to understand the language. And I had to learn the language of it and how it worked. So every time I always beat them at their own game. So when they ask me questions like this, "Hey sir, where do you live?" I say I live in the United States of America Republic. And once I tell them I live in the United States of America Republic, over with. conversation is over with. The transaction is completed. Yep. Transaction is completed, y'all. Yep. Yeah, they goal is to gain jurisdiction of you. Your goal is to get out of jurisdiction. So who gonna win this war? You or them? Because they're gonna either arrest you or they're gonna either let you go. Which one you wanna be? You gotta pick a side. Oh, they ain't got it. Yep. Yep. And no, there's no book on this. There's no book that's not gonna give you like detail. Like, I'll be honest with you, there's not no book that's gonna really give you detail. Or even RAM jurisdiction, right? Y'all, hold on. Search up RAM jurisdiction. Or you can say in RAM jurisdiction or in personam jurisdiction. And this is gonna say when a court takes possession of a property of an individual, that's considered RAM jurisdiction. But that's not the actual language and what it is, because you'd be like, okay, if that's the case, any vehicle the state can claim. So they have RAM jurisdiction over our vehicles in general, right? That's the impression that they're giving us, right? But in actuality, a person like me, I'm the law interpreter. So RAM jurisdiction is when you register your vehicle. And when you register your vehicle, that's what established the personam side of it. Because now your vehicle is registered with the county. So when you see the police, what he kept doing to me, he kept looking like the VIN number is 44 who, like, and all of that. He would try to run it to see what the vehicle registered. Because if so, they could have made a claim against personam jurisdiction to say we got jurisdiction over him personally because this vehicle is registered with the state of Illinois, but it's not registered. So what was the next step? The next step was to get the contractual waiver to say, hey, where do this person live at? You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, no, they're not going to tell you that. No law book, nobody's going to really tell you that. There's nothing to really tell you that. They're not going to say that. Because most of the time, it's not, like, a lot of people might not understand it. And a contractual waiver is when you confess jurisdiction. And they get that every day, trust me. The police get contractual waivers out of people every day, easily. So when a person who's sovereign, driving around with a nationality card, and they put them fictitious zip codes and addresses on there, and they go to jail, they'll wonder why. And they'll say they violated my constitutional rights. Man, y'all don't know how sneaky these people is, man. These people are sneaky. Yeah. Y'all, tonight is a good night. Man. It feels so good. Gotta go back home tomorrow, though. Going back to Illinois. So, yeah. Yeah, family. So, besides that, I'm gonna have a book that's gonna come out again. Amazon took down my last 2 books that I had, but I'm about to get some more books back up. I don't know why they took down my books though. I don't know. Y'all know off that book that I had a while back. A lot of people like that one. They like that one, but I'm gonna put some more books out, and this time I'm gonna dumb everything down. Like for me, I'm the type to take out the meat and spit out the bones, right? Like to chew the meat, spit out the bones, however you say it, because I'm gonna eventually show y'all exactly like how you go about everything, like how you go about getting out of jurisdiction, how you go about contracting out with the state. I'm gonna have a book on it, but it's gonna be so much in detail that you're really not gonna miss nothing. You're not gonna miss nothing. So that video not the video, but that book gonna come out soon. But that's why my documentary DMV Exposed, that documentary is gonna be sick. That's gonna be a crazy documentary. They might shut that mud down. DMV Exposed is gonna show the real exactly what's going on. Yeah, DMV Exposed. That's gonna show the real what's going on, family. So yeah, I'm gonna have a couple books that's coming out. That's coming out. I'm gonna have a few books, really, because as long as I can be able to teach y'all this and y'all can, try to understand it, the better we gonna be. Because no, it's not no book that's gonna just break it down in clear language. Because say for instance, personam jurisdiction is established how? Through contract. What contracts are they referring to? The contracts that you have with the state. What contracts do you have with the state? ID, driver's license, voter registration, car registration. Why is that? Why is that not in anybody books? Okay. Why does the state gain jurisdiction over you just because of that contract? Proof of residency by you claiming to reside within the state, and you also claiming to live within the federal territories of the United States. So that explains it way more clearer. Okay. What is a contractual waiver? It's when a person verbally expresses an agreement or residency within a state or territory in order for the state to claim jurisdiction. Okay. What is minimum contacts? Minimum contacts is also run hand in hand with personam jurisdiction, but minimum contacts is when it's your connections with the state. What is your connections with the state? It goes back to the full contract that I just explained. What else? What else we got? What else? Like, it's just stuff like that. Something so simple. Like, not even complex. 10-minute video can help you, can change your whole entire life. People say they've been studying this 30 years and can't even teach y'all this. The whole goal is it don't, like, you can really teach somebody in a so simple form, and you don't even have to go as far as you think you got to go with them. Of course, I know a little bit more, but a little bit more wasn't even required. It was just extra learning. That's just like if you know how to build a house, right? And it took a day to teach somebody how to build a house, but you got the person that just been studying so long, he not do extra stuff, but the whole basis of the whole teaching was just learning how to build a house. Just teach people the simple understanding of something. It's not even complex, I don't even try to make things complex. People try to make things complex. People try to make it so hard. But whole time, you don't even have to do that. Yeah, y'all know? People try to make it so complex. You should be able to talk to a person, explain what's going on, get them understanding, and that's it. Like what I just explained to y'all, that's your sovereignty right there. That's the only thing. Nothing else. I ain't mentioned the passport one time. I ain't mentioned setting up a trust. I didn't mention a discharge paper, affidavit of sovereignty. I ain't mentioned none of that. Cause that's not even required. I ain't added. You gotta what you gotta do? Notarize your birth certificate and all that. No, you don't have to do none of that. I don't know why people be telling y'all to do that, but that wasn't even required. That had nothing to do with minimum contacts. That don't got nothing to do with minimum contacts, family. They don't got nothing to do with it. It's just your connection with the state. That's all. And your connections with the state is not you being in the state. It's you having valid identification in the state. That's when residency coming in. Because y'all got to understand, they transfer the U.S. citizen. First, they transfer the American to the U.S. citizen. And then they transfer the U.S. citizen to the resident. It's a big difference because each resident is a statutory citizen of the state that they're living in. So not only is the United States incorporated but also every state is incorporated because remember, when y'all look at the docket when they charge you for a crime, they say the state of something, state of Illinois, state of California. So they pretty much enacting commerce amongst the states as well. So not just the District of Columbia is doing this, it's actually the states. And you got to understand the federal territories aligns directly with the state. So when y'all understand how the feds play in this, the feds is the same thing as the state. Only thing it is just dealing with federal offenses and state offenses. If the state lacks jurisdiction, also the federal territory lack jurisdiction. They can't extend outside of their jurisdiction. It's the same thing. You see how much of a game this shit is? What's up, Brazil? How y'all doing? Yeah, voters registration is a contract. Because now I see pros in that. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because now, if you choose not to have a voter's registration, they're not going to select you to be a juror. And that's one thing I really want to do is be a juror. They actually called me for jury duty when I came home from prison, but I knew they wouldn't let me serve because I was a felon already. So it's nothing I could have did at that time. But I love to be a juror though. I really want to be a juror bad. I'm trying to get started teaching this like you are my brother. You open the gate right over for me. Thanks, family. Ryan, I appreciate it, fam. Peace and love. Well, if you don't answer questions, like I'm gonna give y'all an example. If you don't answer any question that a police officer asks you, that would be an admission to jurisdiction because you gotta understand they got their own policy as well. So if the police ask me where I live at and I say I don't answer questions, they can make the assumption of jurisdiction and actually step outside the vehicle because remember this strictly commerce and also off the presumption. So if you don't uh, assert your rights, you will lose them. You get what I'm saying? So remaining silent is not always the best option as well. So if a police came in my car and they say, "Hey, sir, what your name is?" I don't answer questions. Okay, we can make the presumption that he's an actual citizen. We can make the presumption that he's a resident, and we also can make the presumption that we have territorial jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction over this person, not territorial, but personal, same thing. But sir, step outside the vehicle. Why? You don't want to give me any information. Step outside the vehicle. I'm not stepping outside my vehicle. Okay, bust the damn window, snatch your ass out the vehicle, right? So once they excuse my language, but once they snatch you out the vehicle, they found a contract. You done. Versus they pull you over. Hey, sir, what your name is? My name. Give me a passport or whatever the case might be. He run the information. They try to gain jurisdiction. You say, yeah, I live in the United States of America Republic, and that's all. Now, me saying I don't answer questions, so we can make the assumption that you live at the previous address that we have on file. So you never want them to make a presumption. You always want them to know. So always remain in silence is not the best thing. Thanks, family. Marriage license is a contract with the state, but that's not a direct contract against you. It's a contract against the equity in the marriage. So you still can be outside the jurisdiction even though you married. I know that's kind of tricky. A lot of people was like curious, like, hey, what if I got a marriage license? No, marriage license is when you and your wife have an equitable contract with the state. So pretty much they own all of your affairs. They all own the whole commercial side of your marriage. But as far as if they see you on the street, they could make the arrest off that. No, they couldn't. What do you say if the cops bring up you paying? Well, the thing about it is that has nothing to do with jurisdiction. They'll never ask you no question like that if they don't have jurisdiction. Highway tolls. Who pay highway tolls? We don't pay no highway tolls. Only the people who got registered corporations pay highway tolls. So if your vehicle is registered with the state, you got insurance and all that, you must you must pay highway tolls. You gotta either get the thing for your monthly subscription so you can go through our tollways because you decided to be the registered corporation. So as a free traveling man, this country is paid for by the taxpayers. The roads is getting fixed by the taxpayers. Banks is constantly running by the taxpayers. Debt is getting fulfilled by the taxpayers. He said I'm rescinding my license in the morning. I just bought a bike, but the title's still an O on the name. The best thing to do is you can have a title in your name, and you don't have to put the fictitious zip code. You really can put rural free delivery, non-domestic, or you can cancel out your titles. Period. You can say you can fill out a form to cancel out your title with the state. Now your title is not really what they gain out RAM jurisdiction, really, because the title is not registration, and registration is not title. Title is proof of ownership, right? Now the registration is proof of jurisdiction because it's two different things. Because I have a title in the state of Illinois, they couldn't make the arrest because I have a title with the state. Because if they could, they would. Trust me. They ran the VIN to see if it was the vehicle registered. Y'all will. All of y'all will get it, man. Y'all will, family. Yeah, so right now, fam, about to go to bed right now, but peace and love to y'all. Stay in y'all studies. Continue searching this information up. I'm out. I'm finna be gone, y'all. Peace and love, y'all. What was the title? Yep. All right, peace and